What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the next Coffee and Clash video. Thank you guys for all the questions. As always, leave me more in the comments for future Coffee and Clash videos. I know some of you guys trying to get your questions answered, but just a lot of them. I picked the best ones. I think the best ones. Try to keep them short. Try to keep them to the point, and something that's not been answered before. I get a lot of the same questions over and over. Go back and watch some of the Coffee and Clash. If you like the videos and you're watching them and you're asking questions, you'll probably see a question or two that you've asked already answered. So let's get to it. Keegan Anderson, CNC question. Hey, Jake, what do you think of bowlers, valks, and maybe even miners also taking 1.5 damage to giant bombs? Seems like that would be another effective way of nerfing spam attacks. You know, I think something like that could work. Because if you think about it, the reason hogs got the nerf they got is because it was a spam attack that could 3-star. So it was the same concept. And maybe it would be that simple to simply make it to where a large group of troops that are all dropped in the same place go to the same spot. That's not effective. And certainly buffing giant bomb damage can do that to a troop. You just have to be careful that you don't make it completely obsolete. So I would love to see some testing of stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, anytime you have, the ability to just put them all in one spot, heal them, buff them, and they get the win, that's not a good thing. And I think that's what you saw back in the day with the hogs before that, and much what you're seeing now. So maybe something like that is in the works or in the testing. Who knows? I don't know, but I would hope so, because I think that nobody really enjoys. It's fun at first, and then everyone gets sort of bored with spam attacks. So hopefully that's on the way out. James Brett. Would you rather get a 6-star war from the fresh hit Town Hall 10s but lose the war, or get 2 fails but win the war? Of course, I would rather win the war. I'm a competitive person. I mean, I would not want to have 2 failed attacks, but when given the option of winning or losing, I will choose winning every time, regardless of my own performance or what that means for me. So yeah, no real question there. It's all about the W. Ricardo Vanilla. What is your stance on someone else attacking for you in clan wars? Apparently, a clan that recently faced barbarian party is accusing them that one of their members attacked in place of 14 accounts. Would this be against Supercell's terms of policy? Is this an unfair advantage considering it's not the original owner of attacking? I've talked about this before, but it's been a long time. I've not even heard a lot about stuff like this for a while, but so I'll give you my thoughts on it. In the scenario you gave, which I'm not saying is true, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but let's say a hypothetical clan where someone did do 14 attacks, you're talking 7 accounts. No, I think that's ridiculous. I think it's terrible. I think it's chicken. There's no reason to do that. Now, if someone gets stuck at work or in traffic, or their kid had to run, got sick, whatever, and hey, I can't get my attacks in, will you do them for me? That's one thing. But to say, hey, you're a better attacker than me, take my attacks and do them so we can win the war, that is ridiculous. So it sort of depends on the context in which someone else does the attacks. I don't know if that's like a non-answer or a cop-out answer, but that's the way I feel about it. There's times, this is a game, we all have real lives, that it might be necessary, but to sort of plan on it is pretty weak. So there you go. Alexander Perez. Hey, Jake, with the new update in Clash Royale, including tournaments, would you think about giving it a second chance? Cards will now capped, so everyone is equal playing field. It would be great to see you strategy vids about the game. Hope you reconsider. I like the channel, and I think Royale could be a could reamp it and bring in new viewers. Yeah, I would. I've heard about that, and that was pretty much my main gripe about the game, was the just the unevenness of it. And I would consider giving it another chance. I've given it 2 chances. This will probably be a 3 strikes you're out type thing. But it won't be this summer probably, because I've got so much going on. I'm not even getting to play Vainglory much, which is a game I love. It's just one of those times in my life where I'm just super busy. So I would consider giving it another chance. It probably won't be this month though, so we'll see. Leon Lazarevic. Hey, Jake, long-term patron of yours who happens to be doing Arranged Wars for Poetic Darkness. Thank you so much for the support, man. Most of the guys here are ex-modders, some of them familiar faces we all know, but there is also a very strong core of players who never modded. Is there any chance that for OneHive to warm up to the idea of arranging with us? Other than, of course, a great war for both sides, this can provide great entertainment on Twitch for a huge audience. We recently arranged with Cold September and Warwells, and it was a huge hit and a great experience for all involved. Keep up the good work and clash hard, my friend. Yeah, I mean, that, honestly, here's the deal. I know Poetic Darts. I know a lot of the guys in there, and it wouldn't bother me. I would be fine with it. But as you know, I don't make those decisions. I think something like that will inevitably happen in the future. Can I tell you when? No. The problem you have to understand is while some clans can do that and it's a great experience and it's great fun, when we put ourselves in that position, and there I am on the stream and it's Poetic Darkness, that draws in all of the trolls. It draws in all of the toxic people. Not saying your people. I'm saying that because they know those people in Poetic Darkness. They know who they are and they're friends with them. They used to be in clans with them, etc. And we really just don't like exposing ourselves to that stuff. It's not fun. It's like, I mean, you don't understand the messages and the comments and the ridiculousness of it that we get from it. So we try to steer clear of just drama in general. We all are just adults that want to play the game and have fun. But that being said, I think as you know, more of those people move on with their lives and away from this game and sort of leave us alone, I think things like that can happen. You know, so I would be open to it, but that doesn't mean a lot. I don't even really discuss that stuff with the leadership as far as who we're going to war and all that. I leave that completely up to them, and they do a great job of it. So we'll see. I would say yes, it will happen someday. Can I tell you when? No, unfortunately, I cannot. Let's see. Oh 05 Subisti. Do you think Supercell will ever make it so you can have multiple accounts on one device? I wouldn't mind having a second account now that I'm a couple months into Town Hall 9, but I don't have two devices. Yeah, you know, honestly, I don't really fully understand the reasoning behind not allowing or discouraging multiple accounts on a device. I think it might be that they are afraid someone will lose their account and then they're not going to be responsible for that. You know, if they spent money on it or whatever, and they freak out, they've lost their account, get locked out, whatever. You know, device screws up. But I don't know why they don't just design it in the game that you could have 2, 3, maybe 4 accounts, and you could just easily like click a button and switch between them. I mean, it really makes no sense to me. More accounts, more gems, more money for them. Just code it in the game where we can say, hey, I can switch to SERP, I can switch back, and I can do all that stuff right. I never have to log out and don't mess with Game Center. I've got one Game Center ID and password. I really think it would be a huge benefit to their game. So I'm not sure what the downside is, if there's some kind of security issues, or who knows? Who knows what's going on with that? But yeah, I would love to see it. So hopefully someday. Renee Hamatra. Hey Jake, which town hall level do you think is the most challenging right now in the age of mass bowlers and HGHB attacks? Clan may say that Town Hall 11 is the most demanding level, although you most likely drop 95% of your troops in about 10 seconds. I can hardly believe them. You know, when you say the most challenging, I'm not sure, because I think people have different standards for what that is. But I will say I think the most fun and the most balanced right now is Town Hall 10. I truly believe that. Without the Grand Warden, Inferno Towers are still incredibly difficult, even with bowlers and miners and all that stuff. It's hard to get 3 stars, but it is possible. Whether Town Hall 11s are harder to 3-star, in my mind, is kind of irrelevant, because all of the attacks are the same for the most part. They're mass attacks, and there's not a lot of strategy to it. There's not a lot of picking a base apart. It is simply, do I make it or not? You know, do my troops go where I want them to? As long as you create your funnel properly and the base doesn't prevent you from creating your funnel properly, you've got a good shot at a 3-star. And it just sort of just matters how things fall once they're in the base, because once you're in the base, little things like, you know, CC troops, you know, taking a few shots, and maybe they don't go back to targeting the same building they were before the CC troops engaged them, and things like that can actually make a difference which way they path. And there's no way to control that once you have your troops into the base and they're deployed. All you can do is sort of plan for it, but they really, you know, they can go their own way once they're in there. So that's why I say a mass attack like that just doesn't contain as much strategy as something like a Town Hall 10 attack does. So Town Hall 10 is the sweet spot right now. You know, for better or worse, it is. It's still very difficult. But as you see in like our last war and several wars, yes, some of them are dip attacks, but when you're clearing all Town Hall 10s in a war, that's you know, that's good. And it's the same way it used to be with Town Hall 10s, dip it down and clear Town Hall 9s. And eventually the 9s got where they could do it themselves. So, you know, it's sort of the same process with what we're going through right now. And I think it's a good thing. So, you know, Town Hall 10 is a sweet spot. Yes, Town Hall 11 is difficult. The Eagle Artillery makes things infinitely more difficult. But the fact that the meta is mass attacks just makes it, to me, sort of irrelevant, whether it's more difficult or not. The strategy, the challenge is not there. Hope that makes sense. Brandon Wilson, CC question, do you think skeleton spell should be able to trigger CC? No, I do not. That was actually the way it was in the death build when that first came out, when we first started testing that stuff. You could just drop a skeleton trap in there and it would lure the CC. Then they changed it to where it would only be able, like one skeleton trap would only be able to lure 5 CC space. But the problem with that is if you got something big in there, a golem, a lava hound, baby dragons, whatever, that come out very, very fast, you're automatically going to get more than 5. So it's something that I don't think is necessary. I think it would be too powerful. CC troops are already sort of irrelevant since the poison spell. They don't need to give something else to make them even less relevant than they already are. And that's, I think they saw that pretty plainly when they were testing it. And you could do that in the dev build. It was not good. So no, I don't think they should be able to do that. I don't think they should be able to trigger traps or bombs or anything like that. That would just all be way too powerful. And to be perfectly honest, we've not seen them used at all for anything. It just is what it is. It's sort of a worthless novelty type spell. So no, I would not want to see it get those type of buffs. Maybe a buff of some sort. Maybe many more skeletons would be fun to see, something like that. But no, nothing along the lines of CC troops or traps or anything along those lines. Clash of Clans with cheese. Last question here. Hey, how often do your Town Hall 10s need to drop down to clear 9s? Every war, what's the average amount of drops for Town Hall 9, do you think? Every arrange war, for the most part, you're seeing any clan, use dips. Now, that occasionally it doesn't happen. I can't remember what the war was just not long ago. We had a few left over. Who was that against? I can't even think of it now. Anyways, occasionally it does happen where your Town Hall 9s just have a good war and they step up and they clear all the 9s. But most of the time, like someone like myself, a 9.5 will dip down and grab one or two Town Hall 9s. And usually there's only a couple, but it does happen more times than not, I would say, which is not a bad thing. I mean, that means Town Hall 9's in a pretty good place if you have to do that more times than not. Again, I think, it's possible. It's entirely possible when 9s really perform to the best of their ability to do it themselves. So that's sort of, again, that sweet spot that we always talk about of the ability to get the 3-star. If you do everything right, you win, you get the 3-star. But if you screw up even a little bit, you can fall on your face, and that's what makes it fun. So right now, I would say it's where it needs to be. I wouldn't mess with it. But yeah, more times than not, 1 or 2, 3 dips is required in our arranged wars. Now in farming wars, no, I don't think we ever have to do a dip. I don't remember one. It's been forever. And just a regular old farming war that we'd have to dip. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for the questions. Hope y'all are having an amazing weekend. Hopefully we'll have a stream coming for you guys real soon. We did hit 100 subs on last stream. That's amazing. 100 Twitch subs, that is. So that's pretty cool. And we did get our new emote. So you guys be sure to stop by, check that out. It is going to be something special as soon as I get it done. I got my art guy working on it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave me questions for the next one in the comments below. Until then, Jake from OneHive doing my best to help you guys suck less.